What if you could step into Ghostbusters Afterlife? Not just visit the locations, but do it with the guy who was actually there.
Yes!
This is Ben Eadie, prop master, armourer, and general ghostbusting legend. He worked on Afterlife right here in Calgary, and today we're tracking down 4 filming locations from the inside. From terror dogs at Walmart to proton pack testing grounds, it's time to find out what's changed,
This is my best guess.
what's still haunted,
They're not safe.
and what Ben wasn't supposed to tell me on camera.
It's like, what just happened?
Ben is taking me on a tour of Calgary to look at filming locations for Ghostbusters, which is pretty awesome, as this guy was part of the whole thing. And now I'm getting a personal tour. This is a good day. This is a good day, people. Anyway,
You gotta raise your standards, my friend.
My wife tells me that all the time.
You should listen to her.
I should listen to her, yeah. I should. Esther, I will listen to you. Ben has told me to listen to you. Okay, here we are. This is... Ben, you tell us what this is, because...
Yes? Well, this is Phoebe's apartment. This is where they got kicked out of the apartment. This is the building. It was up in that one over there. And of course, I'm 99.9% sure this is the right building.
It doesn't matter. Ben said it. That's the truth. It's the truth. I believe it, so that's all that matters.
It's beside the Lockheed House.
This location was used predominantly for interior filming in the final film, even though there is one tiny remaining shot that we see of the outside in the trailer.
The coolest thing about this, though,
The lions.
is there's lions. And lions are fairly famous in the Ghostbusters universe, as we know,
Yeah.
because the opening shot of Ghostbusters is a lion.
Yeah. You know what?
That's
it might
cool.
it might be that building with the knobs.
It might be the one without...
Because I'm the knob.
You're just lying to me. Just lying to me.
I'm 99% sure this is right, but like
I'm going to film both of them.
No, but when you're on set, you're so involved in what you're doing that you want to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget where you are. These might be new. I don't know. I can't remember. No, I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is it. Please.
We are approximately in the place where this happened. I'm going to get some...
The Ghostbusters community, for the most part, is really kind, and they've been kind to me because I've made a lot of mistakes. So just be kind. I'm ADHD all over the place. This is my best guess.
Look, all that matters is I believe you and that we're standing here, so
Yeah.
I'm good. Where's he gone? You can't tell that we're having too much fun here, can you? So we are at another place that Ben will tell you about.
It's written on the building, my friend. It's a Calgary Film Center, but this is the studios that Ghostbusters Afterlife was filmed at. So we occupied pretty much this entire center. I think there's only one studio that wasn't used.
Wow.
We're not a big movie production place here in Calgary, right? So
Right.
like our stuff is smaller comparatively, but the crews here are second to none.
And so everything interior was in here, other than the apartment, like you said.
Yeah, a lot of the interior stuff, but like up on the when they had the house up on the hill,
Yes.
there's a lot that was filmed there. Like that
Right.
literally was exactly what was on set here.
Right.
But Calgary's only got so much of a season, so you get all those like the sunsets or the
Yeah.
lighting that you need, and the barley fields. You get those shots. But it's got to be harvested and stuff, and you're not
Right.
going to be able to do that. So a lot you plan it so that all those outdoor shots
Yeah.
get done there, but then you're going to have to make up the time for all those interior shots and stuff like
Right.
that. So you rebuild that in there.
Right. Yeah, because they put the whole house in there, and the field of traps.
Yeah, no, but like we're talking like corn and grain. Like we had greens came in with real stuff.
That's crazy.
Anybody that had hay fever on that show. By the end of shooting, I'm not kidding, we were wearing full canister masks just so that we could go home and not like have asthma attacks.
That's crazy.
It was
So all the night stuff was shot, like the final sequences and
Yep.
everything, that was all in here. And that stuff on Adam's channel where you see him with all the trap testing.
Yeah,
that was all in here.
that's just over here. We can walk over there and I'll show you the whole runway area.
Let's do that.
So Adam, when he was taking the ecto and running it back and forth, He was driving it right in this little parking lot area here, just on the other side.
That's cool.
Yeah. And Adam, it was so to see him sit there and the smile on his face. Adam normally smiles, but like we're talking, it looked like his head suddenly halved, and he looked like one of the guys from South Park with the
the split head. Yeah,
split head, and they're just like, yeah, it was awesome.
This is cool. These stages are really tall.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's very slick looking.
So stage 8 was the place where they had the pit, where you have all the PK meters and everything that were pointing down, everything coming up, and then all the sculpts of all the people climbing up and everything. That was in stage 8. Stage 10 was where the farmhouse was. Yeah, that's all the. I think that's all the stages. I don't know. Again, you're there working, and you're just. You literally, at the end of a show, you're sitting there in like 2 weeks. Anybody who's worked on a movie will know that the 2 weeks after you're done a show is when you get sick, because suddenly all the adrenaline's gone from your body, and then you're kind of numb, and you're just like, what just happened?
Okay, Ben and I have been driving. This is where Phoebe tests the proton pack for the first time, which is one of my favorite scenes.
Oh my
in that
god,
movie.
yeah. And they get attacked by Muncher in one of these warehouses.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Yeah. I'm getting goosebumps being back here. It's like, see, yeah, I'm not sure if you can see it.
I can, yeah. Ben has got literal goosebumps.
Filming here is like some of the first shots that we ever did, and I've said this so many times, is like working for Ghostbusters Afterlife and for Jason and everybody. It was like this giant family got together and had this one sole focus to make the best movie ever. And I don't think I'll ever be on another show where it feels that cohesive and that just lovely. Like I've got friends from life from that show, and some of the first days of shooting, that prep was here.
Wow. Okay, we're getting out of the car.
Phoebe did the shot across, so just on the other side of this building here, there's some pipes and everything, and there's kind of that alleyway, and that's where Phoebe did the one initial shot that just, testing the proton pack was in there. And then we did shots for the Muncher attack in, surprise, 2 different buildings, but it was in that building and that building inside. I'd love for us to go through there, but the ground here is not all that good, because when you're one of the first oil and gas plants ever made, or the processing plants, the ground's a bit gooey, because like back in the 50s and 60s, they didn't really have environmental problems. So it's not safe necessarily to be here. Oh my God, it's been so long. And it's like, it hasn't been that long, and it has been so long, but like, yeah, I just...
I wasn't even here, and I've got goosebumps, so Ben is having a moment. I'm just going to leave him to it. This is cool. I mean, it's immediately recognizable when you come in here.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wow,
Yeah, this is Rust City.
this is Rust City right here.
And
Yeah.
I was reading the script, and I'm like, Rust City, that's kind of a cool name and stuff. And again, you start filming here, and you're like, oh, yeah. Okay. So right in there, that's where the shot was here doing the first proton pack.
Okay, so the other side of these pipes?
Yeah, just on the other side of these pipes, you can see there's sort of like a little runway, and then there's like that one tank. You can see them in the background. So you have those buildings there in the background, then this, and she fired straight going this way.
That looks familiar.
I'm thinking it was between these two, and I know
Right.
that the shots were done in 2 different buildings.
Right.
It was just because one had this alleyway where you could weave and it would look really cool, and there was another
Right.
one that had this, it was just so industrial that was the perfect thing for Muncher to kind of, make his cameo and chunk out some stuff.
Yeah.
But we had people on site because there's the NH2S thing, and this stuff, you can't smell it or anything, but it will drop you, right? So they had people around here that with detectors making sure everything's cool, right?
Wow.
This is, like I said, I'm not sure if this is good for the... By the way, if you join the film industry, they're going to throw you to some really toxic environments that hopefully you lived... No. It was very safe. They were exceptionally safe crew. But, like, these are the kinds of things, if you're, like, you get these industrial sites and they're They're not safe,
Right.
but they're pretty.
Yeah, exactly. Ben just said my nerd was showing, and I said, then he said it should be geek.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah.
His geek is showing. Occasionally you have to.
Yep.
Think about this too, is you go to a site like this and you need background or you need a piece of rusty equipment and people are like, where do we get some? How about that one? Just grab that piece over here and can we move it over here temporarily? Literally the kind of stuff that happened.
That's hilarious. That's also the fun of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Just make it happen. Like, how do we bring this to life?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. That's cool. I was just saying that even though that house on the hill is not the dust farm, it could be. It's in the locale of where Phoebe may have tested her proton pack.
It looks like they might have a couple more dollars than we go to.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, it's a better put together property.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
They would have liked to. They would have liked to have moved into that one.
No doubt.
All right, where next?
A few minutes later.
Maybe not the best location in the world, but we can go check out the Walmart that they shot the pterodactyl.
Sure. Yeah, perfect.
All right.
Do you want to do it without the windshield or with the windshield?
You know, I don't think my insurance will cover that. So depends on the pterodactyl, right?
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
It's a good point. This looks familiar. Is there a beware pterodog sign anywhere around here?
There isn't though. I heard this kind of high-pitched, fangirly. I thought something was wrong with my car, but it turns out it was Matt as he saw this.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're saying. Oh, that's cool. I can see the angle they took the shot from. So it's quite close to the edge here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is one of the shots I had almost nothing to do with. Like, yeah, there wasn't anything for me to do. Like all the puppeteers and everything, and then all the props and everything, they didn't have proton packs and stuff for this.
Right.
So they didn't need me. Special effects with the pterodactyl and stomping. I wanted to be here, but I wasn't, and I'm kind of mad it wasn't here because there is a story. I'm not sure who bought them, but there was a pile of Nerf darts and guns bought, and apparently there was an epic Nerf war inside of a Walmart at like 3 in the morning once they wrapped. From what I understand, it took like an extra hour to wrap because they were trying to find all the Nerf darts.
That's so if you come here now, the trick is if you can find a Nerf dart still hidden under some kind of something.
Never thought about that, but I suddenly want to grab a pack and just start stuffing it places so people get happy.
So the exterior shot and the interior shot were both done here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
What? Yeah. So this door was in here is where most of that happened, is in that section there.
Okay, over there.
Yeah.
And where was the car parked up? Was it this side?
I think so. I think it
Because
was
you
over-
see the sign, don't you?
Yeah, you do, but remember, it was so much of a blur. Even watching the movie, even if you're a part of it, you blank out. And I watched it like 3 times before I started actually absorbing it.
Right. Because you're in the story rather than in the locations.
And then you're also going, oh my God, I screwed that up. And that's all you can think about for like 5 minutes. You miss that section of the movie. And you're like, oh my God, I picked my nose. So yeah, a lot of it was run up and down through here. And then the cooler is down over.
Ah. Yeah, because he grabs the ice cream.
Yeah.
And then it's something on here, isn't there? Like where the pterodactyl comes out.
Yeah,
and it's
comes
eating the
running.
dog food.
Yeah.
It seemed appropriate at this moment to find some marshmallows.
There's no Stay Puft.
There's no, I don't get it. Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing.
Oh God.
Are we right next to the grilling area or any blenders? All right, thank you.
No problem.
I think it's this-ish.
Somewhere here.
Can you be less tall so I don't feel so... No, we're good, we're good. I should also, if I just keep doing this. Just right,
Yeah, and I'll be like that.
So we got the Hagrid and then...
Yeah,
Right. How hairy are my feet?
there we go. This has got nothing to do with why we're here, but
Back to the...
we are here at the Walmart, and now we're leaving.
Right.
I'm glad you did that, because otherwise I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah,
was
I
where it
know,
was.
right?
I'm going now. I'm just going to stop this.
And if you didn't already know, this channel is packed with all kinds of geeky goodness, from building screen-accurate props to visiting real filming locations, and chatting with insanely creative people about how they make the things we all love. So if that sounds like your jam, why not hit the subscribe button?